Welcome. I'm Paul Mitchell, Professor of Agriculture and Applied Economics at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm also Extensive State Specialist in Cropping Systems Management and Director of the Rank Agribusiness Institute. In this series of videos, I'm going to present my 2023 ARC and PLC sign-up recommendations for Wisconsin farmers. In the first video, I'm going to cover recommendations for corn, soybeans, wheat, and oats. Part 2 will cover SCO and ECO, and Part 3 will give my recommendations for minor crops, sorghum, barley, and sunflower seed. On this series of videos, I'm not going to cover how ARC and PLC work, how to use the FarmDoc payment simulator tool, or the types of farms that may find ARC individual coverage, ARC IC, useful. Those are available in older videos. ARC and PLC sign-up is going on, began on October 17th of 2022 and is all the way until March 15th of 2023, the same day as crop insurance decisions are made. What farmers are doing is they're choosing between PLC, price loss coverage, and ARC CO, county ARC, or just ARC, agricultural risk coverage. There's also ARC IC, but very few people choose this in subsequent years here now. So what you're doing, you're choosing ARC or PLC for your base acres. You can mix and match across farms. You can choose PLC for all your corn base and county ARC for your soybean base, or you can even mix across farms. On one of your farms, you can put the corn base acres in PLC. On another one of your farms, you can put your ARC, put your corn and soybean base in ARC. So it's very flexible in that sense. The key is to remember, this is the sign up for the 2023 crop year, the crop you haven't planted yet. You've already made a decision for the 2022 crop, and you're now that you've just finished harvesting, we're now waiting for the 2022 marketing year to end before we know how that year comes out. So these payments that you're signing up for will be based off of the marketing average prices from September 1st of 2023 until August 31st of 2024. And so payments won't even be made until September or October of 2024. So quick reminder of how they work. PLC creates a price floor using the national marketing year average. If it falls below that price floor, you trigger payments. And ARC triggers payments if the actual county revenue falls below the county revenue guarantee. That actual county revenue is that same PLC price, the national marketing average price, multiplied by the county average yield from USDA NASS. And there's a county level guarantee that's 86% of your Olympic averaging of the historical yields and prices, with a floor on the prices at the reference prices. And so basically they're a trigger if it falls below the price floor for PLC and it falls below the county revenue guarantee for ARC. Here's the reference prices for these four major crops. You can see corn is $370, soybeans is $840, wheat is $550, and oats is $240. The projected 2022 prices are there in gray. These are not what we're worried about this year. That program has already been signed up for. What we're doing is trying to decide what to do for the 2023 crop year. Right now, based off the USDA's agricultural baseline projections, these are the projected prices for the 2023 crop. $570 for corn, $13 for soybeans, $8 for wheat, and $355 for oats. These are the prices. If those prices fall below those reference prices, would trigger PLC payments, and these are the prices that would be used to calculate your actual county revenue. These are the projections at this time. What my recommendations are for this year, based off of these prices, is to sign up for ARC CO, or the county ARC, for all four of these major crops: corn, soybean, wheat, and oats. We have high price expectations for 2023 relative to that PLC price floor, the reference price. As always, there's market and price uncertainty, and it always exists, but the probability of triggering PLC payments is very low. More likely, you're going to trigger ARC payments because of low county yields, and that would be what would happen is your county has a localized issue, like maybe a drought or a flood that can be highly local, or a wet spring preventing early planting or timely planting. So my recommendation is to sign up for ARC CO because that's the one that's more likely to generate a payment. But just to be clear, with these price expectations, it's very unlikely either ARC or PLC will make a payment this year. It's just the price expectations are so much above the historical prices in the last few years that are used to calculate these payments that I don't see a large probability or likelihood of large payments coming with ARC or PLC. Here's a history of these prices going back all the way to 2013. These are the national marketing year average prices. This is corn. That's that price line of 370 is the reference price. And the dashed lines are the projected prices for 2022. And the one we're concerned about here, 2023. and the dark line is the solid prices that have already happened for corn. What you can see for a while there, corn prices were below the 370 price floor for PLC, but in the last few years they're above it, and they're projected to stay well above the PLC price floor. So again, the likelihood of triggering a PLC payment is very minor for corn. Soybeans, we've never seen a PLC payment, and projections are for high prices quite a bit above that 840 floor. Right now it's $13. And so these are, again, it's pretty clear the likelihood of a PLC payment is very minor. Wheat, same story again. We've had in the past times when that reference price mattered, the 550, but now with these price expectations as high as they are for wheat in the 2023 cropping year, there's just PLC is very unlikely to pay. What will trigger payments is if there's a local issue in your county, such as a drought or a flood. Lastly is oats. It's that same story. Several years ago, oats was below the price floor of 240. But in the last several years, it's been above that price floor, and projections are for it to remain quite a bit above that price floor of 240. So in short, choose ARC for corn, soybeans, wheat, and oats. It's more likely to make payments, but just to be clear, that likelihood is still very small. And it's only based on if the possibility of low county yields that are not offset by high national marketing year average prices. Neither is likely to pay much. Don't expect much in terms of ARC or PLC payments this year. Sign up is going on now, and if things change in the market substantially, you can still change your mind up until March 15th of 2023. So I would recommend going in, getting your election made for these ARC and PLC. I would recommend ARC. The only reason you would want to do PLC, in my mind, is maybe you want to sign up for SCO. SCO, supplemental coverage option, is a specific type of crop insurance option for your revenue protection or yield protection for corn, soybeans, or wheat. You have to choose PLC if you're going to choose to buy the SCO policy. This may be if you're considering to buy SCO because you're not risking losing ARC payment in some sense. The likelihood of an ARC payment is still very small, that if you wanted to try SCO, you can see if it's worth it. You're not going to lose the SCO payment because it's very unlikely, and PLC payments are unlikely as well. So if you're interested, try SCO.